how to create an easeful business and the difference between easy and easeful. And if you are new to me, hi, I'm Sonia Highfield. I'm the Wealth Expansion Coach, and I help creative and intuitive business owners build their ideal businesses that support their ideal wealthy, healthy lifestyles. So this came up when I was doing a session with a client recently. And if you don't know, I do soul work with the Akashic Records. So when I'm working with clients, we tap into their soul records and get guidance and insight and healing on business, life, all the things. So this client was asking about her small business, her product business, and is it going to grow? And she was feeling like it was becoming not sustainable. The cost of, her goods, her ingredients were going up. She was feeling some pushback from clients around her pricing. All really like normal things, right? Relatable, valid. And what her soul guides brought through that I thought was really helpful was, yes, you can have growth, but you can do it the frustrating way, or you can do it the easeful way. And so I want to talk about what that means so it can help you as well if you're having some of those frustrations around, I want to grow, I want to succeed, I want to thrive, I want to make money, and also it's feeling hard. So for her in particular, they gave her some guidance around raising her prices a certain amount. But the real difference here, let me go back for a second. The real difference between easeful and frustrated is not that it's easy. It's that if you're choosing easeful success, I was holding a crystal, I dropped it. If you are choosing easeful success, it means you're not resisting what you need in your business to thrive and sustain. So for her, that was raising prices in a way that made sense, in a way that were realistic for her and connected to her actual cost of doing business and expenses and, desired profits. And so, for you, it might be something else. But when we think about it that way, like, okay, yeah, if I'm not taking care of myself and my business in a way that allows me to thrive and succeed, it's going to be hard. And that doesn't mean there's easy choices all the way through. Raising your prices can be hard. The other thing that was coming through for her is like, okay, own that you're a luxury product. Not everyone is a luxury product, but the point there is still speak to the audience who has you in their budget. So you might need to do some pivoting, some clarifying, some tweaking of your messaging, of who you're speaking to, of the people you're, pitching to partner with, of who you're thinking of when you're creating and putting out your work. And that's okay. A lot of people get stuck in that moment, and I know I have been there as well. But it's really okay to pivot your audience and make sure that you are not judging who can and can't afford you. That's not your job, right? And then B, really speaking to the people who have you in their budget. And those people are not better or worse. Those people do not need you more or less, right? Because they have you in their budget, right? There's a lot of mindset stuff that can go on in there that can really hold you back as well, right? So understanding who your work is really a fit for, values-wise and financially. Okay, so the other thing is that, of course, it's not all about, easy choices, but really thinking about like, okay, how do I want my business to be operating? And do I believe that it's possible for me? Because again, we can feel really frustrated when we feel like it's not possible to have what we want, to have what we need. And so there's a couple things around that. Okay, first thing, I said this recently on a summit that I was a part of, and I think that it's important, which is that lack mindset is really about feeling like you don't have choices. Like there is a lack of choices. And the truth is that there's almost always choices. It's very rare if, you're watching me on a cell phone on the internet right now that you don't have some choices, that if you have your own business, that you don't have some kind of choice. And that means in support, in tools, in opportunities, in investment, like you have choices. And so if you feel like, well, I want to be over here, but there's no way to get there, then yeah, there's going to be no way for you to see how to get there. But there's definitely a way to get there, right? And so we have to open the mind a little bit and say, okay, here's what I want. Now, what would be the blueprint to getting there, the pathway to getting there? It's combining blueprint and pathway. The blue path to getting there. Because once you embrace what you want and need, it does become clearer how to get there. And new opportunities and new options and new choices become clear as well. Okay, I need more money to invest in the product so that I can, charge what I want, make what I want, talk to the people that I want, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what are the options for getting that money? Is there a grant? Is there a loan? Is there, options start to appear once we embrace that things can work exactly as we want them to. And again, that doesn't mean it's going to just be like easy breezy, but when we feel clear on our pathway and committed to finding the right options and opportunities for us and making the hard choices that, again, go back to allowing us to thrive and sustain, then things become more easeful, right? I always like to say alignment doesn't mean it's easy, it just means it's right for you. So let me know how that lands. If you're digging the vibes, give me a like, leave a comment. Let me know if this is helpful for you. I'd love to come on and share some more, guidance and experiences that my clients are having with their soul guides, because even though it is very personal, I think it can apply, universally as well a lot of the time. So let me know if it's helpful and I'll come on and share more of this. So yeah, in choosing an easeful business. So don't resist what you need to thrive and sustain. Another caveat just around pricing is you have to choose prices that are realistic for you, not just reasonable, because that doesn't really mean anything for everyone else. They have to be realistic for you. And if you're like, okay, well then I'm gonna have, my face cream be $2,000, like maybe that is realistic for you. That doesn't mean we're gonna try to extort people though, right? It's really knowing your own numbers. That means your expenses as well as your desired expenses. So if you're like, I know I'm going to need to hire someone, or I know that my, cost of goods are going up, or I know that my daughter's going into daycare, right? Desired expenses, anticipated expenses for life and business, because your business is paying for your life and business, right? So all of it needs to be accounted for, and really making sure that you're not trying to fit into every single person's, budget and wallet, because that's a very exhausting way to try and do business, and ultimately usually leaves you still not having what you need. So realistic pricing, not reasonable pricing. Okay, what was the third thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, okay. Here's the other way that I see people getting stuck is a little bit of what I call business trauma, which is I tried something, it didn't work, or I tried something, it was a major fail, or I tried something, no one bought it. And then deciding, oh, that doesn't work for me, I'm never doing it again. Or like, my people don't want that, so I'm never going to do that again. That didn't feel good, so I'm never going to try that again. It doesn't work for me. And again, that can be totally valid based on your experience. I'm not trying to invalidate your experience. I've had those experiences many times myself. And we need to be able to work through them and also look at like, okay, well, that launch didn't work, but it doesn't mean launches never work. Let me find the way that feels good for me, that makes sense for me at the stage I'm at now. Let me get support that makes sense for me. Let me find the strategy that's in alignment for me, right? I just see this all the time, is people getting tripped up, feeling like, again, there's no options, or there's lack of options, or nothing works. And it's like, well, okay, something is going to work, but we need to get data. And by getting data, like, we have to put things out there. We have to experiment. We have to be willing to take a risk, to be brave, to stand up, to put ourselves out there, to try it again, even if we tried it before and it didn't work. But we can learn, right? Learn the lessons that we needed to, and also take note of, like, okay, how am I different now? What's different about my business now? What do I know more now? So that we can use the tools, right? Because I always like to say, like, I love to give people personalized strategy, but it's not that we're inventing or reinventing the wheel. It's not that we're using strategies that, like, have never existed before. It's finding the ones that work for you, your mind and body and business and bank account, right? So there's that as well. If you feel like you've tried a bunch of things and they haven't worked for you, I'm going to invite you to reassess and try again. And know that just because something failed or didn't work in the past doesn't mean it's going to fail or not work again. And that you really can withstand trying and experimenting and taking care of yourself along the way, right? Like, we need to take care of the nervous system. We need to take care of the mindset. We need to take care of our energy. And so we can find the way to do that. And if you need help, come on down. But knowing that, like, business isn't complicated, humans are complicated. So we're going to try again. We're going to use some strategies. Something's going to work for you. And it really and truly is possible to get where you want to go. There's going to be a pathway there. Embrace that that is true. And I guarantee you will start to find the stepping stones. Okay, so that is my advice today on creating easeful success, finding more ease in your business. If this resonated, if this was helpful, please let me know. If you would like more videos like this with soul guidance that's come through for clients, let me know. Would be happy to share. I have years worth of guidance that I can share here. And if you are looking for soul and strategy support to grow your ideal business, live your ideal wealthy, healthy life, then come check out the Wealthy Soul Society, because we're an intimate virtual community of women, small business owners, entrepreneurs, intuitives, healers that are on this path together. And I am offering the community soul guidance and coaching every month. We do co-working. We have a private group that we connect in, share in, and you get access to the last 9 years of all my workshops and journals and content that I've created to help support you on your business and purpose and spiritual journey. So go check out Wealthy Soul Society. Connect with me if you have questions. And thanks for tuning in today. I will see you soon. I don't know how to end the video. Sorry.